Hello friends, welcome to Office Platforms. Santosh this side. Today we will learn about name ranges. What is a name range? A name range is one or more cells that have been given a name. Using name ranges, we can make formulas easier to read and understand. Let us help understand this with a few examples. Before we jump into name ranges, we need to understand what is the name box. So name box, this is the name box. If you see over here, this is the name box, wherein we can see the address of the cell. Okay. Now, if I need to define a cell, a name, then I need to click on a particular cell and write the name. Suppose if I want to write the name as cell value, cell cell, there should not there is a strict conditions when how can we define the names of the any range or a cell. So the name should always start with the alphabet, and there should not be any spaces. Okay. Then so if I want to give this cell the name as cell value, then I should write cell. Instead of space, I can write underscore and value and enter. So if I write anything over here, just say I write 20, and anywhere in the cell I write cell value. See, the name of that cell populates over here. If I write click cell value, now cell value, tab, enter. So if I update it as 100, the value over here also gets changed. Okay. This is how we define the name of a particular cell. We can do this by also going on to the formulas tab, define a name. We can write as cell value 1, cell underscore value. Since we already have a name cell value, we cannot rename it. We can use the name again. So I'm using it cell value 1. Let me select the range value below this. Okay, that is B10 and click OK. So this one, let us highlight it. Yellow is for cell value 1 and green is for cell value 2. So if I write over here 130 and I write cell value 1, see 130, and if I write cell value is 100, and we can use these names inside a formula also, like cell value plus cell value 1. Enter. See, this is a very simple example how can we define the names. Now let us do this using a data set. This is a very simple data set that I have over here. Two columns, pretty simple, names and total score. If I want to define this area, the names, all the names, the range of all the names, a name, then I can do that. So let me select this. Okay. We can use the shortcut key Control plus F3, or we can go to formulas and click either go to name manager, or we can click on define name. Okay, if we go to define, click on define name, a small pop-up will appear where it is asking the names. What is the name? Let us give them the name as name data set 1. Click and just check the range. Okay, it is good. Click OK. Similarly, for total scores also we can give, select the area. If we click on name manager, you can see the names that we have already defined in the workbook. Cell value 1, which over here which we have created. This is the name dataset 1 that we created for this. We can click on the new and create a new one. That is, we can say total score underscore data underscore set 1. Let us check the range. It is fine. Click OK. Done. Let us see if the name ranges are working properly or not. If let us, since we never selected the headers in as a part of the name range, we need to copy and paste the headers over here. I will explain you why I didn't pick the headers in the future part. So let us stick with what we are doing right now. So let us select the headers over here, paste them as it is, paste special. Let us define if the names and name dataset 1. Just select it and press enter. So the dataset, the names from the dataset 1 are populating over here. Now let us do the same thing for total score. Total score, as we write the names, it will populate, it will show the intelligence, will show us the details. Okay, let us select them and enter. See, As we did the calculations over here, we can do the calculations over here also. Let us see if I can get the max score. Max score can I get? Let's see. Max. What was the name? Total score. Data set. Close the bracket. Enter. What is the maximum score? Max 233. 233. Can we do the same for minimum score? Enter. Min. Even if we don't write the name, and if we go ahead and select the range, let's see which over here. See what is happening. The moment we select the complete range, okay, the name range automatically gets the intelligence automatically shows us the names. Okay, now we can click OK minimum, and we get the total score, the sum of all the total scores. Sum total scores. Enter. See, 1700. Okay, can we do a VLOOKUP? Let us do that. Okay, is equal to VLOOKUP. Let us say if I want to look up for January. Okay, comma table range. Sorry, yeah. For table over here, see we don't have a table. For that we need to select this range. But can we define and we create a new table using the name ranges that we created from here and here? Let's try. Is equal to VLOOKUP. Let us use the lookup value as January, comma. Table array, we might have to create, use hstack function to consolidate two columns into a range, like here, hstack. And what is the table array? We already have a table, the name of the column that we want to use, that is names dataset, comma. Another is the total score, bracket close. Over here we have created an array, comma. We have only two columns. One is for lookup value, another is for the lookup array from where we want to pull the data. So we can use true and comma false, and let us close. 105. If I select, if I say for, let us do the same for all. Is the value matching for all? Yes. Can we create a name range using, can we create a data with the name ranges? Yes. Let us copy the same function from here. Copy here, copy it. Go to Control F3 and click new. Say my new data underscore set. Override the formula. What is by default that is set. Click here is equal to followed by equal to and then paste it. Okay. See my new data set is here, and let's see if I can replace this function with my new data set. My new data set and enter. See, the data is here. Okay. Now let us move a bit more ahead and see how we can use the name ranges, okay, with vertical and horizontal lookups. Okay, now this is a very simple data set with 5 columns, one for name, 3 columns each for subject 1, subject 2, and subject 3, and 1 column for total score of each subject per person. So over here till now we saw how we can create the name ranges either for a cell or for the particular column. We always have an option to create the names for a row also. Okay, and we can do that automatically. System can do that automatically for us. We don't have to do it manually. Like in this case, if I select the complete data set over here, go to formulas tab, click on the button in the define name range tab where it says create from selection. Over here it asks us, by default only these two are selected. It asks us the create names from values in top row, these are the top rows for me, and from left column, for these are the left columns. Let us see what happens. If I click OK and again go to Control F3 or we say name manager and filter it with, you say the name, the tab is lookup, use lookup using name ranges. Over here see the names are automatically created by the system. So the total score column, let's see what is the area that has been selected. See the total score column is over here. If I select subject 3, subject 3 is here. System has automatically created the data or the names for us. Like for December it is over here. So now, how can we use this? Suppose if I want to get the value of January for subject 2, the value is 21. And how do we get 21? It is the intersection where the January data and the subject to data meet, right? This is how we get the VLOOKUP. We get the 21 using VLOOKUP, or we can say any other lookup function, that is XLOOKUP. So can we get this value without using any XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP? Yes. Let's see how we can do that. Over here, let us try what is the value of January. January. If we see, January is automatically selected by the system. Now let us give a space and write subject to. That is the subject value. Now see, what January is selected and subject to is selected. When both these two meet and the common cell that appears for both of them, it is the value that we will be getting, and click enter. So 21 is the number. So if I update it to subject 3 and select February and enter 28, right? Let us make it dynamic. Okay. Before that, let's see what are the name ranges that we will be needing. Over here, we will need data validation for subject 1, 2, 3, and another is for Jan and the names, right? Let us go ahead and check if the name manager has this or not. These are the ones which the system automatically created. But nowhere we can see the values as subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, and total score, right? And similarly is the case for Jan, Feb, March. Over here, this is for the introduction tab over here, but for this tab, there is no name range for the months. So we have to create either a new name range, or we can just simply go with the data validations. Okay, let's close and create a simple data validation to keep it easy. Data validation, there are any values, list, and select the validations over here, and same for the names also, list and names. Click OK. Now let us select the first subject 1, another is for for March. So these are the two validations that we have picked up. Okay, and the intersection of both of them will be our value. So for March, and this is the data, and subject 1, this is the data. Okay, so intersection of both of them is cell number C12, right? C12. The value should come up over here. For that, if I write March, sorry, if I select, this is the dynamic range. So if I select this, space, subject 1, enter, the value is null. Because as per the formula, this is just a cell value. And if you remember from my past video where I have explained how to convert a cell value into a range, for that we use indirect function. You can watch the indirect function video, and the link for that should be appearing right now on your screen. Okay, let's proceed with using the indirect function. Is equal to indirect. So reference or text is this one, March, space, again indirect, and let's select subject 1 and enter 35. Right? If I change the value to subject 3, 18 March, subject 3, and for March it is 18. Right? If I change it to June, it is 68. So in the upcoming video, or we can say it will be the continuation of the current name ranges video, I will show you how we can achieve this dynamic range using the switch function, and we will use also the choose function for the dynamic chart ranges also, wherein we can select updated data sets using the switch function or the choose function, and we will not be using the indirect function. Okay, since indirect function is very much volatile, and if you have got a very huge amount of data, it is always advisable to either go for switch, or you can go for index, or you can go for choose functions rather than going with the index function, indirect functions. Okay, until then, thank you.